Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your man DJ FX, and once again, we're having some technical difficulties. Um, I don't know what's going on. I hope y'all can hear me. Uh, wow, sorry. I am truly, truly sorry, guys. I didn't have no idea, and we did a test before coming on live, but it is what it is. My special guest, she's going to come back in momentarily. Um, oh, I forgot to close the door. Hold on, be right back. Don't go nowhere. Okay, I'm back. Let's see. Okay, so I'm waiting on her to come in. Um, I truly apologize, y'all. But there she is. I got her. I got her. And the connection seems to be a lot better too, because you
I'm on
laughed
my
when I put you on.
I'm on my laptop now, which I don't like it's blurry, but we'll have to make it do what it do.
We're gonna make it do what it do. How you doing, Dub C Dub, White Chocolate, Dawn?
All of the above.
I know.
I'm doing good.
Um,
I'm doing good.
nice. I am. Um, I'm inviting people now to. I'm sharing this on Facebook and everything. Get people in here. Um, let them know that we are streaming, doing our thing. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay, so that's done. And the stream is being delayed. It's a minor delay. I'm looking at my desktop, and it's like a almost a 2 minute delay. But at least our conversation uh, goes well. I'm not worried about that because they'll see exactly how our conversation is going live right here. Um, so you've blessed me to come back on the show. And I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you for coming back again.
It's been a while.
You've been, yeah, it has been. How are things over in Colorado?
They're going okay. It's cold here today, and this is my first spring here, and I discovered that I have an allergy for the cottonwood trees. So since last Friday, it's really been bad for me, just very congested. And I didn't even know what a cotton tree was until I saw all this cotton stuff flying, floating around in the air. And I was like, okay, this is not normal. So I'm just
So
getting
is that
over that.
is that compatible to the pollen over here?
I would say yes. It hit me pretty hard. And I'm just now, like today is the first day that I've really started feeling better. So it's not necessarily all that yellow pollen that's there in that area. But it's definitely like a cottonwood tree, I've been told, is just like a big weed. And we have a lot of them around our apartment. So I kind of hibernated this past weekend.
Okay. Big shout out to Big Brother Don, who's out riding over the weekend. I saw him out, pulled his bike out, get ready to do some riding. So big shout out to him. Can't forget him. I also wanted to do a shameless plug. If you don't ride, you don't know. Uh, he has his show, and I don't always get the chance to see it. I gotta be honest, but I know it's a good show because when I do catch it, he has good guests on, and definitely good topics. But it's not about him today. It's about you. It's about you. So, let's for those who have not don't know you, which I'm pretty sure that everybody should know you. But if they didn't know you, let's talk about you a little bit. Who are you?
Oh, who am I? So I am a wife. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a sister. I'm an aunt. And I am a woman that is an avid motorcycle rider. Um, I love to ride. Um, I've done quite a bit of riding, and since being out here in Colorado, um, I've done some exploring. Not as much as I would have liked to, but it's just June, so I'm hoping that this summer, I'll be able to get out there and explore a little bit more. There's a lot of open road out here and a lot of, opportunity to just ride. Um, Father's Day weekend, I am supposed to ride down to New Mexico for the weekend with a group of female riders here in Colorado. And I've got a couple of other weekend trips and just like day trips planned here and there. So I try not to stray away from home too much, considering we have the dog and, with my husband's schedule, he works nights. And so the only time that we really kind of get together is pretty much on Friday and Saturday. So, but okay. So I have a lot more other than writing. I have my own business. Actually,
Wow.
I have two businesses now. I recently became a independent travel agent, which is fairly new to me. So I'm learning that process. Um, and I also still am very much into health and wellness. And so I actually have like a page on Facebook. It's a group where, I'm just trying to start it back up where I can get people to create more healthy habits, which, I kind of fell off track, excuse me, with my health, and my habits. So I got a lot going on. I'm in school right now, finishing up my bachelor's in psychology, and also in the process of becoming a certified functional nutrition specialist. So I've got my hands in a lot of different things right now, and it keeps me busy. It keeps my mind occupied.
That's about the writing. Now we get more because you are a writer. You've been writing for a lot of years. So you're not new to this. Um, let's talk about your writing experiences. When did you start writing? How long have you been writing? And what do you get out of writing? What do you enjoy? What do you enjoy from writing? What do you get from writing?
So I've been writing for 12 years. Um, I started off on a sport bike and worked my way up to what I ride now, which is my 2018 Road Glide Special. Um, I have accomplished quite a few things in my years of riding. I didn't start riding until I was like 40, which is, I felt like my kids were at an appropriate age where, they were becoming self sufficient and independent. So I didn't realize that when I started riding that I was going to love it so much that I was going to actually turn into a long distance rider, um, which that's what I actually ended up enjoying the most. Just getting out on the open road. I had attempted to do my fourth cross country ride several weeks ago, but had an issue with my legs. Um, so I ended up cutting that trip short. But For me, riding is very therapeutic. It gives me an opportunity to really think about life, have a conversation with God. And just, it's weird because, taking a trip in the car for 12 hours is a whole lot different than taking a trip on the motorcycle for 12 hours. It's just a very freeing experience that I think a lot of people can't really understand. It's just, if you love it, you know, and so you kind of understand the self satisfaction you get just being out there and out here on like Midwest, West Coast. It's amazing. I mean, there's just so much to see, and people don't, I don't think enough people take the time to really get out and explore this country. I know a lot of people chase state signs because, they want to say that they've visited a certain number of states or they try to accomplish their 48 states. And that's great because I did the same thing. But you should also take the time out to really just just visit. Like even some of the national parks, they are just breathtaking. I mean, it's just amazing.
Agreed. Agreed. Um, some people should even consider those who ride maybe having a motorcycle wedding.
Yeah.
How did that idea come about? Was that you or your husband that came up with that idea, or was it a collaboration of both of you?
Well, it was my idea. We wanted to have the flexibility of kind of having an open invitation for bikers. And because we're bikers, we wanted to make it a biker friendly wedding. And back then, I was involved with the Men and Women Who Love to Ride Motorcycles group. And um, you know, they were actually having that event, that weekend. And so I said, well, why don't we get married during the event? A lot of bikers are going to be there. We had to just pay for the officiating services. The beach is free, and so it was
Right.
kind of like just come as you are, park your bike, walk down to the beach, and see us get married. And it was perfect, And unfortunately, it started raining like as soon as we said I do, which kind of it put a little bit of a damper on the after, because what we were going to do is actually ride down the strip of Ocean City and come back to the hotel. Anybody who wanted to ride, and of course everybody scattered after we said I do. So we took a little ride. I tucked my dress under my in between my legs, and yeah, it was great. I mean, if anybody, thinks about doing that, the as far as cost wise, it was amazing, and then we went to a I can't even remember where we went after we met at some bar slash restaurant and had a couple of drinks, and it was great.
That's what's up. So now we've established that you are a rider, and you ride it. You go state to state, cross country. Um, how was your? Now, did you ride with the Black Girl Ride? Did you ride with them?
I've participated in a few of their events. I actually, me and two other females, we had flown out to California one year, where when Portia had did the on the International Female Ride Day, where we rode to Mexico. And so we had flown out there and rented bikes, so we were able to ride with Portia and some other ladies. That was a few years ago, but that was a very a cool experience.
Nice, nice. We got somebody's online watching. I don't know who it is, but I thank you for watching. Appreciate you for watching. Who are just coming on, you're tuned into live feed from YouTube and Facebook with MC Love with DJ FX and my special guest. Uh, Now I don't know why I keep screwing it up. Is it Dub C? It is Dub C, right?
I mean, it's fine. At Dub C, I've always been white chocolate, and Dub
I
C came
right.
about. Somebody just said, "Hey, why don't we call you Dub C?" Which is, short for like WC, which is initials for white chocolates. So, yeah, I mean, it just happened like that. So I don't care what you call me. It doesn't make any difference.
Okay. Long as it's not too far out of the out of the pocket. Okay.
Right, right.
Um, so the title of this the topic that we have is living and not just existing, with Dub C, and let's talk about that a little bit because we know that as bikers we love to ride. That's something that we enjoy doing, even if we're not riding like me. I still enjoy the the times I did have to ride, and looking forward to riding again. Um, but that's only part of what a biker does. Let's talk about more in depth of not just riding in your neighborhood, because I consider what you have done is living. You know what I'm saying? You're going out, like you said, you're visiting the parks, you're riding outside of your neighborhood, and you're seeing the world. You're seeing God's creation. So talk about what's that like?
So, my philosophy now, more so than ever before, is you've only got one life to live, and you don't get a second chance. You don't get a do over. And, my thing is, tomorrow is not promised to anybody. And really feel like if you want to do something, do it. I don't think there's any shame in putting yourself first, and recognizing your wants, needs, and desires. Um, I don't take life for granted. And when I say, live and don't just exist, is exactly that. Some people wake up every morning, they have a routine. They feel like they can't travel, they feel like they can't ride, they feel like they can't do this and they can't do that. But in actuality, you can. You really have to create a balance in your life. Um, and you have to afford yourself certain opportunities, because those opportunities may not come again. And so, for me, getting out there, if I want to ride to Utah, or if I want to ride to, like, I really want to ride to Glacier National Park again, and for me from here, it would be an iron butt, because it's about 1,000 miles. But just doing, actually living and enjoying life, rather than, kind of living that mundane, robotic, everyday type lifestyle, because you're just going to let life slip right on by you, and you're going to have a lot of woulda, shoulda, couldas, and you can't get them back. You
Right.
don't know if you're gonna, take ill, or if you're gonna, because right now, with me, I'll be 53 this year, and I've got back issues. My back hurts, and sometimes my neck hurts because I've got arthritis in my neck, and my last trip, I had blood pooling in my calves, where it prevented me from actually completing my ride. And so you have to take advantage, and you have to seize these opportunities that you have while they exist. Is That's what I'm trying to get people to understand. You know, go for it. Just do it.
That's what's up. And it's a sense of accomplishment and joy when you get out and complete those particular things. Whether it's riding a motorcycle or just getting on an airplane, flying someplace.
Yeah.
um, that you've always wanted to go visit. Um, I think for my wife, when we went to Vegas, I think she really enjoyed that. So I think that's something she always wanted to do, and now she's done it. She can't wait for us to go back and fly out again. First time on a plane too, so she got over that fear. Um,
Yeah.
so now let's talk about some of the things that you do as an entrepreneur, as well as a biker. Because, well, no. Let's talk about your books. Let's talk about your books, because you have some books that make a real deep impact and influence. I believe influence people in a way that will open up their eyes to say, "Hey, I do need to do this. I should wake up to, XYZ instead of ABC." You know what I'm saying? Because ABC is your normal routine. But when you do XYZ, that's something that you bypass everything else to do. So let's talk about a couple of your books where it started a healing process with you, as well as opened up doors to greater possibilities.
So I love to write. I have always loved to write. And so back in February of 2019, we had the government shutdown. And I was sitting on my couch and, I kept hearing this voice, write the book. I know that sounds crazy, but I kept hearing that. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to sit here. And I opened up my laptop and I just started typing. And I'm telling you, it was about my experience with domestic violence, something that I had carried around for a very long time, over 20 years. And I have to say that it was a very freeing experience for me to just let it flow out through my fingertips onto the computer and eventually onto paper. Um, and now I'm actually able to talk about my experiences without, getting emotionally upset and crying, because that's how I was at one point. So, I think that that book, it shares my experience from childhood up through my marriages, and then there's some words of wisdom and some advice to women that potentially could be in the same situation or have gone through something similar or know somebody that has gone through that. That a lot of times when you share your experience, it encourages others
Right.
just to read what you went through so that they can say, wow, I'm not alone. Because a lot of times when you go through stuff like that, you feel like you're alone. You don't want to tell anybody because you're embarrassed or you're ashamed or you're scared, to talk. And so I try to encourage women, to use their voice because their voice matters. And so then I decided to write a self help workbook. And that's Self Love is the Best Love. And that basically takes people through a journey of it's a thought provoking process. And so there's a lot of like exercises within the workbook that people can really sit down, and it makes you think about your life, and your experiences and your habits and your characteristics and all kind of things. And so that was laid on my heart because a lot of women, in particular, don't have self love, and it's something that a lot of people need to work on. If you don't know how to love yourself, you're not going to know how to love somebody else, and you're not going to know how to receive love from somebody else. So it starts from within.
Mm,
It starts from within.
mm.
And then my
Yeah.
third publication was just recently. I was actually a co-author, so I only wrote a chapter of Earned and Not Given. And that was my chapter is based on My experience from beginning kind of to now, where I've been in a couple of MCs, it wasn't for me. I'm now independent, so it kind of took it. It takes you through my journey as a writer. And again,
Wow.
I concluded that chapter with I always have to try to like have like a word of encouragement or a word of inspiration to try to, encourage or inspire, other women that may not have been writing for as long as I have. And I'm not, I've just got 12 years in, other women have more years than me. And but a lot of stuff that I write and that I talk about is based on my own personal experiences. So, you know, I speak from experience and I write from experience. It's not that I'm getting it from a textbook. So, I try to live a transparent life. And so basically, what you see is what you get. And some people don't like that, and that's okay.
Right, right. So, being an author, of course, that brought you to a point of one of how you make an accomplishment, how you contribute, not just a release for yourself, but to help others. So your book is in so many words a public service to other women in particular. Um, what would you how would you go about basing your with this last book, the last book where you with your chapter in your book? How would you categorize or classify your writing experiences, or going from club to club, brought you to the point of where you are now as an independent writer and still love to ride the bike, still love riding?
It's easy because it's always been about the ride for me, period. It didn't really matter what I had on my back in terms of a patch. Now, when I first started out, I actually joined a club that one of my high school friends, he was the president. And I really kind of thought that that chapter and that club was kind of family oriented. They all seemed to get along, and so I was like, I started hanging out, and it was during the period where I got my motorcycle license, I got my bike, and then I started finding out things that were going on behind the scenes. And actually, he turned out to be a very bad person. So then I had gotten with another club, and I kind of got the same thing. I guess I was looking for that family type unit that everybody talks about when you're in an MC. It's family, it's brotherhood, it's the sisterhood. And I think in my head, when I first started writing, that I had this idea in my head of something that wasn't a reality with the people that I was getting tied to. And so my second experience wasn't very good either, because it was a predominantly male club. There was only a few females, and I was perceived as a threat, I guess, to some, as far as being a single female. Um, so I had a lot of issues there, and I said, and then they didn't really ride a lot, and so I was like, I'm not the local rider, I'm not the cookout, person, and the I don't have anything against bike nights and all that stuff, but that's just not my preference. I want to be able to ride outside of my area code, or to another state or whatever. So, then again, I've been in three different clubs, and the third one, I just was like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want any limitations. I don't want any restrictions. I just want to be able to get up on a Saturday, and if I want to ride my motorcycle, I'm going to get on my motorcycle and I'm going to ride. So, you have to be a person that there's a lot of factors that play into being a part of an MC. And it just wasn't for me. I finally made the decision that I was chasing after something that I didn't feel like it existed in my world. So I'm happy, being an independent. I ride with my husband. I ride with whoever I want to ride with. So
Well, that's what's up. That's really what's up. And I look at the, your self love book. That would, I think, could kind of open up that mindset to know that it's okay to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you love yourself, it's okay. If nobody don't want to ride with you, it's okay. Go out and ride. You've got it in you. Go out and ride. So, big kudos to that. I kind of like that. That's good. That may be why I'm independent rider, because I wanted to be a part of something. I've always wanted to be a part of something. Just little. Uh oh, I lost you. Oh no, I have no idea what happened, but I lost you. Okay. Maybe I wasn't supposed to share my story, so let's just move on.
No, I think that, I mean, like I said, I'm not knocking MCs at all. There are a lot of great MCs out there, and the people mesh well, and they get along, and they are like a close knit family. But sometimes there's not, and I just happen to be the one that has had a couple of bad experiences that kind of deterred me from wanting to go in that direction any further. So that's just me.
That's what's up. Now, as a female rider, we know that the female riders has been blowing up. They have been making noise. They have been seen. They've been heard. They've they've left their mark. And you are a part of that particular. You're in that category of female riders. How does it feel when you make the was the ride to eat with oh Lord, there's so many that's out there.
Okay,
But how does
Solo.
it feel when you yeah yeah K Solo, wow. Um, how does it feel when you make those accomplishments, knowing that a lot of it's been a male dominated uh, set for so long, that as a female that you're accomplishing a lot of things that some guys, and I'm one of those guys, that have not accomplished yet. How does it feel to be there?
So I never really look at it like that. And I know that sounds strange, but for me, everything that I've done is it's for a personal goal of mine that I've tried to accomplish. It for me, it's never been about trying to stand out, or trying to be that person that everybody talks about. I like to try to set a positive example. And there's a few ladies that I can say I've taken under my wing that have reached out to me and asked me to mentor them, and I love doing that. I love being a part of a new rider's experience because I believe, that everybody starts somewhere, and I believe that you have to meet people at their own level. And I will say this, there's a lot of people out there that will turn their nose up to a new rider. They will say they don't want to ride with them, or they don't have enough experience for me, or whatever the case is. But I'm not that person. I'm the person that will say, okay, you're scared to ride. I mean, there's a couple of rides that I've led out here, where females have been scared to participate in the ride, because they don't think they can do it. So, you know, I don't do things for like the recognition or anything like that. It's my personal goal and my personal accomplishment. And, I do share a lot of my stuff because it's something that I'm proud of. It's not something that I'm trying to be big headed about, but I do share a lot of my writing experiences and my accomplishments, with the hope that I can be an inspiration to some female that may think she can't do it or she doesn't have it in her. And I always make myself available to anybody, that's just starting out because everybody needs that somebody.
Right. All right. We're going to take a quick, probably 20-second break. Um, so people know who they watching, what they watching. And if you are watching, I want you to hit the subscribe button. I want to build up this platform. I want to build it to the point where YouTube will pay me to be on air. So hit that subscribe, hit the like button, share it, and then hit the notification button. But we're going to be right back unless we have technical difficulties. Be right back. All right. Well, we're back. I just got finished watching the little ad that I was playing. It was streaming fine. My laptop, it was choppy. I ain't like that. We
I
gotta
don't
work on
know.
that. It's probably because it's getting ready to storm over here. All right, so welcome back, everybody. You're watching MC Love with DJ FX right here at the MC Love Vision Studios, well, which is home, um, and sharing the screen and the mic with me is Dub C, aka White Chocolate, all the way from Colorado. Um, Now you were saying that you do a lot of things. You're not doing it for recognition, and then you share them. But even though it's not a bragging type situation, you're still being recognized for those accomplishments. And I really think that um, not to take it in a bragging or boast uh, boasting type way, but you know somebody's recognizing you, take it.
Yeah, yeah, I do, but it's just for me, it's never about, hey, look at me. It's never been about that. It's never
Gotcha.
been, it's not like a competition thing for me, and I never really look at it from the point of view of, yes, it's a male dominated um, community of writers. And, I just look at it as, I'm a female, I like to ride, and I'm going to put those miles in, and that's it. That's it. That's all. And I do have my certain goals, that I set out to accomplish every year. Sometimes I meet them, and sometimes I don't. And my hat's off to all the ladies. There's so many women out there now that, are getting the confidence to ride by themselves, and not just within their state. They're branching out, they're stepping outside of their comfort zones, and my hat's off to them. And I really, I really respect the women that actually have the love for the ride and not for putting on a show, so to speak, because there are some people out there that kind of do it for the hey, look at me aspect of it. And a lot of times people, you can get kind of big headed, when maybe I should not have that conversation. Maybe I should just stop going. I mean, just okay. So don't appreciate the recognition, but don't get cocky with it.
Right,
I guess
right,
my
right,
message. I'll leave it at that.
right. That's a good way of putting it. And you're right. And that's a good thing because it shows the humble side of a person when they do that. Um, so what's next for White Chocolate? What's next for Dawn?
Right now, I am in preparation for retirement. Um, I am in full focus. I'll be retiring from my federal government career in August of 2026. And so that's 4 years from now, which may seem like a long time, but it's really not. And so everything that I'm doing right now is for the purpose of my retirement. And so, I'm going to finish my degree in 2024. I think I have 2 years for that. And then for the travel agency business, now, we have the Phillips Vacation Getaways LLC. That's going to be something that's going to be fun for us because we'll be able to travel, and then we'll also be able to help other people, with their travel needs and getting discounts and things of that nature. So,
Yeah, my
um,
wife and I are gonna hit you up on that.
hey, anytime. I mean, I've got the back door to the good prices, and so, everything that I do, has a purpose. And my main purpose, I feel like, in life is to help others. And so it's never been about me. It's never been about, oh, I got to do this because I got to make this money, or I got to sell these books because I don't need money. I have a good job. I make very good money. Most of what I do, I try to benefit others, by my services or, whatever it is that I have to offer. And so it's never about a need for me. It's more or less, hey, let me figure out how I can help you. And that's just my nature. That's the way I've always been. And I really feel like that's my intended purpose in life, is to really, truly be of service to as many people as I possibly can.
That's what's up. You plan on doing another was it independent ride? Is it independent ride? Independent ladies ride?
Oh, the International Female Ride.
Yes, that's it. Yes.
So yeah, maybe. Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I did the Iron Butt on that day, so I was actually able to ride from California to Oklahoma. So I did accomplish that, although I didn't get all the way to Maryland. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm gonna probably do many more Iron Butts. There's another one coming up June 21st. Is the Winter Solace. So the Iron Butt Association has a spring, summer, fall, winter solace each year, and so basically it's a day of every season that's dedicated each year. Where if you do 1,000 miles, you get the special certificate. So I got the spring solstice, but I haven't gotten the other 3 seasons. So I'll probably try to squeeze one or two of those in this year, and just some other rides. I would love to be able to do my cross country ride solo as I had intended, but I don't know. It's hard for me to make that determination just based on the fact that I'm getting older and my body's like not cooperating. So
Well, look. That's when you have to go ahead and get a trike.
yeah.
Be a little bit more comfortable in the ride. All right. So now I'm at the point where I ask all my guests these questions. what would you tell your younger self or someone um, who is new to the set about riding or being, if they're looking for their first bike or trying to get inside of a motorcycle club, what advice would you give them?
So, as far as getting a motorcycle, I would definitely tell them to deafen their ears to everybody who has an opinion about what motorcycle is best for you. Nobody can tell you what motorcycle is best for you but you. So I would encourage people to test ride different motorcycles, find out what you're comfortable with, and then trust your instinct and go with what makes you feel the most comfortable. Because I made a huge mistake listening to people when I came off of my sport bike and I went to my street glide, and I hated that street glide. Um, but I listened to somebody that said, go big or stay home. And so, thank God, the accident was kind of a blessing in disguise because it totaled the bike.
I,
I just didn't like
I was gonna say you did go big and you end up staying home.
yeah, yeah. And I would say you have to um, create your own path. Don't necessarily try to follow in somebody's footsteps, and don't try to be somebody that you're not. Be you, be authentic, be true to who you are as a person and as a writer, and understand that there's levels to the writing, and that don't you can step outside of your comfort zone, but don't step out too far if you're not ready, because that's how people get hurt. And the ride, you should always be wanting to ride for yourself and not for somebody else.
Okay, all right. Now, name a name if you can name one embarrassing moment as a rider, and one funny moment as a rider.
Oh, geez. So I guess embarrassing for me was we had just left a Harley Davidson um, shop in Maryland, and we were going to an event, and we were all coming to a stoplight, and the guy in front of me, I thought he was going to go, and he didn't go. He stopped, and I um, just kind of tipped my bike over to the right, and my leg got stuck underneath the bike. And so it was kind of embarrassing because I was like, I cannot believe it was almost like it happened in slow motion. It was like I stopped and I didn't put my feet down, which was, I guess I didn't put them down fast enough. And so it was just like, and then I was like, okay, I can't get up. Can y'all come get this bike off my leg? So, yeah. So I had that experience.
Wow.
I don't know about funny. I can't think of one off the top of my head. I know that. Oh well, okay. So with my husband, it was crazy, and this happened well in two different trips. So in this one trip, we were going to Ohio to go to the place where they filmed The Shawshank Redemption, because that's my ultimate favorite movie. And I had the ponytails on my helmet and my little bear on the back, and so we're riding, or whatever. And that time, my cell phone flew off my bike, and so it was a little hard to lead because I couldn't figure out where we were going, and then I had to end up using my navigation on my bike. And then we get to the prison, and I get off, and I take my helmet off, and I was like, what? One of my ponytails was missing. And I was like, dude, why didn't you tell me? He was like, well, I saw it fly by. And I was like, well, you could have told me. I look like an idiot riding with one ponytail and nothing on the other side. So a lot of stuff has happened with my
Wow.
husband.
Wow, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah.
Um, and now, do you plan on writing a book, another book? You have another book in you?
Yeah, I think so. I actually am contemplating writing a series of short stories, which is another voice in my head right now. Um, and I'm trying to kind of get a sense of the character. I think the character is going to be a little girl, and I think it's going to kind of be similar to like some of my life experiences, but with it mixed in with a little bit of fiction. So that's kind of been in the back of my head for a while, but yeah, I can see another book coming or a series of books, but I just don't know. I'll know when the timing is right. It just right now it's not. So, but yeah, I love to write. Like I'm writing articles for this one magazine where they publish once a month. And actually, when I get off with you, I'm going to post the article I wrote for June. So I try to share those with people too because those are um, inspirational articles that are typically revolve around. I mean, last month I think I wrote something on anxiety, and then just self love and just things of that nature that can really kind of uplift and encourage people. Once they read it, because a lot of people just really need to understand that they're not alone. That what they're thinking and what they're feeling and what they're going through, it's okay, because there's other people that have those same similar feelings and experiences, and so I think it just comforts people to know that they're not alone, they're not crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree. And also, um, big shout out to those who, um, and when I say big shout out, I mean those who are struggling with mental health because it's a serious thing. And, shout out to them for seeking the help that they need to get over it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be harsh with it, but get over it in a way that will better themselves, that they can become better individuals for themselves and those around them. So, and that falls in the category of self-love. You got to love yourself, and then when you love yourself, you recognize that you'll need that help uh, to be better. So big shout out to those. Big shout out to you for your books that you've got published. Where can they get your books?
uh Through me, there I've posted the information a couple of times on my Facebook page. The one that just recently is getting published, we're still in the pre launch phase, I think through the end of this week. And then I'll be placing an order for books, and then I'll be distributing them to those that have purchased them. So that's kind of where I'm at. My self love is the best love is a online workbook, and I've actually shared the link for it before and gave people free access to it. So I can post that link again, and people can actually download it. Or just kind of scroll through it on the screen, um, and yeah, so
All right. Well, that's what's up. Try to share that with me on Facebook so I can add it to the description on my YouTube page. So when they watch this stream again, they'll have something to reflect back on, as well as your traveling information.
okay. Yeah, I can share.
How can they get in contact with you?
How can they get in touch with me?
Yeah, through your for traveling.
Oh, I had a brain fart for a minute. I'm sorry. um, yeah, so I have a Facebook group. It's Phillips Vacation Getaways LLC. I'm actually up to over 200 people in the group. It's open to the public. Everybody is more than welcome to join the group. And that's where I'm going to share the majority of my deals, and things of that nature. So if I get a deal from a cruise vendor or a hotel or a vacation resort, that's where I'm going to post the information. So, and I will post frequently throughout the week, and hopefully be able to help people. Summer's time's coming up, and I know people want to get out and travel. So definitely hit me up if you're interested in supporting your travel planning needs.
That's what's up. All right. Well, we're at the point where I got to get ready to close the show. I just want to say thank you, White Chocolate, for coming back again with this particular platform that we have for the show, and I'm looking forward to having you back on again for another great topic, of course. And this topic, living and not just existing, I thought it was a good one because people need to realize that there's more to life than just being in the confound of your area code.
Exactly. And trust me when I say this, you never know what your
So
future holds.
that's what's up. Any shout outs you want to give real quick before I close it down?
Um, no, I don't think so. I'm good. I'll just say, I just shout out, all the people that are out there doing their thing, and just being unapologetically themselves. I will say that because that's something that people definitely need to focus on. Um, so again, self-love. Love yourself, and those that love you will stick around, and those that don't will fall off.
Hey, good words, good words. All right, y'all. This is this you've been watching MC Love with DJ FX, and of course, I gotta say this. This is my closing prayer. Um, Make sure you pray before you get on your bike. Pray while you're on your bike, and pray when you get to your destination. Make sure you do the same thing on your return trip home. All you drivers out there, make sure you keep your eyes open. Look more than twice because that person that's coming by you, in front of you, or even behind you belongs to somebody. And that somebody is love. And that loved one that's at home is waiting for them to return the same way they left, alive and whole. So make sure you continue to watch for those riders out there on the twos and three wheels. And those who are riding, keep the wheels down. There's a time and a place to go out and showboat your skills, but it's not the time and place on the busy highways because you could end up hurting yourself or your brothers and sisters who are riding. So until then, make sure y'all keep riding, but ride carefully. This is DJ FX, y'all. Burn rubber, not your soul. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right.